talking about what causes a victim mindset. But first things first, if you are new to me on the internet, hey, I am Keisha. Nice to meet you. And I help movers feel at home in new areas, create friendships and connections, and be happy where they are, even if it's not what they ideally had pictured. Okay. So, a little bit about this morning. Owen and I went to a family fun day at his class. So, he has class Monday and Wednesday, and then every other or like once a month, they do a family fun day where I get to come and we go and make crafts and do lots of fun 4-year-old stuff. And anyways, this today I was wearing big old earrings and like about halfway through I just touched my ear for some reason and my earring, like it was a big leaf, had fallen off. So I just had like one shiny earring. I was walking around. Nobody said anything, so whatevs. But I was like, how long has this been happening? Funny. Okay, so today our topic is what causes a victim mindset. But first, what is a victim mindset, right? A victim mindset is when you believe that you are a victim of other people's actions and you don't have control in a situation or can control in life. So that's what it is. There's three things, there's probably more, but three things I'm going to talk about today that cause victim mindset. First one is looking outside of yourself. So looking to other people to determine your value and your worth. I used to do this a lot. Even on silly things. Like I'm like, okay, well, this meal is good if Ethan, my hubby, takes the second serving. And if he doesn't, like, oh, must not have been good enough. So like there's lots of little ways that we can barter for our value and look outside and be waiting and expecting people to show us what our value is, right? And that's victim mindset. The second thing is how a victim mindset happens is we assume wrong as kids. Okay, so to get all sciencey with you, like the brain waves of infants are very slow. That's why they fall asleep so fast. And that's also like meditation. When you meditate, you want your brain waves to get to that level too. And then as kids grow, their brain waves get faster. And so like 4-year-olds, like Ellen is 4, he can stay in make-believe for a really long time. And that's because of his brain waves. So typically all like 4, 5-year-olds, 3, 4, 5 can stay in make-believe for a really long time, longer than adults want to. Like if you're trying to like play with them. And it's because of their brain waves. But when you get a little bit older, like 6, 7, 8, that's your brain waves are going a little bit faster as you're developing, but that's when you are putting messages into your subconscious back here. And so as kids, 6, 7, 8-year-olds, we oftentimes assume the wrong thing and put it like a victim mindset and put it into our subconscious. And then as we get older, our brain waves go faster, very like analytical, but we still have that same operating system that we like logged when we were 6, 7, and 8, maybe 9 too. But as children, we log this stuff. So like a victim mindset, I don't get help when I need help. Everybody else is in charge. Like I don't get to say what I need to say. Like those thoughts could have been formed in childhood when we assumed wrong, because we're looking at the world through a child's eyes and we don't really fully understand some of the stuff that's going on, right? We just make childish assumptions. But sometimes those assumptions can be carried with us in our subconscious. So that's another way that a victim mindset will pop up. Also, the third way is it's kind of the narrative of the world. So if you're not actively working against it, like have a really good grip on the core 5 people who you hang around with, who's speaking into your life, if you're not learning or growing or stepping out of your comfort zone, we all interact with the victim mindset daily. Okay, so if you're not taking actions against it to make sure your brain is where it should be, then it's easy to kind of get washed over in this mindset. So I'm trying to think of some sayings. So some sayings that are common, and you've probably heard of some of these, that show the victim mindset are like, oh, the big wigs making the decisions. Have you heard anybody say that? That's another way of saying oh, the government's making all the decisions and I have no control. It's a victim mindset, right? And so also it's not my fault. It's not my fault. There's even a song about it. It's a country song. I turn it off every time it comes on because it's so if you think everything is not your fault or choose not to take responsibility for anything, then it does make you a victim. Okay, because who has ownership of that fault or who is doing those things, they have the power to change the situation. If you're saying, oh, not any of my problem, it's kind of like saying not my power, right? Or the saying oh, it's just a pawn. That may be victim mindset. Okay, so some ways it shows up is people waiting for things to be better or different, but not taking action. So waiting for your job to be different, waiting for your savings account to be different, but not taking action. So waiting for relationships to be better, but not taking action. If they would spend more time or if they would whatever, then it'd be better. That's literally putting the control in everybody else's hands, and then you're just waiting for moving. Okay, so you can wait for friends, or if the neighbors would come over and introduce themselves, or if I could find a different job. I wish my job was different, right? So or I wish that we would establish different routines. Okay? Instead of actually doing something about it, it's victim mindset. So pointing the finger is a big one too, or blame or passing the buck is also what it's called. So if they didn't drive so bad, or if they would communicate, or if they had their schedule figured out, or when moving into a new place, if they knew how much I needed someone to reach out. It's all a way to put our to put what power we have in somebody else's hands, and then it creates us as the victim. Okay, so you can always do things about a victim mindset, but you can always choose not to operate there. Excuse me. Because you have control over your thoughts and you have control over your actions. And if you're like, hey, I need to step out of this mindset because I kind of can identify with some of those things, there's a personal growth guide in Homesick to Happy Movers. If you want, check it out. If you don't, that's okay too. But do personal growth, because personal growth is where you change your mindset. Excuse me, sorry. And when you change your mindset, you change your beliefs. Okay, wow, I swallowed something. So, hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.